rolling bushes and on TV is much a lot of terrain and black.
And then the first 9 is interesting, isn't it? Because you never see that. It's the background.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, so I thought it's fascinating.
Okay, you can call the public hearing door.
Okay, so call the public hearing to order.
That's why I had to turn it down for feedback.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to turn the volume back down with feedback. But Maggie, you can still hear us, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, she can.
Do we want to just have her use it? I'll call her on my phone.
Maggie, Paul's going to call you on her phone for the votes.
I'll just let it. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Hi, Maggie. Okay, so. Okay, I'll turn that lower down and we'll see how this goes. Okay, all right, it's now on my clock 8:02. I'd like to open up a public hearing for the Empire Riverfront Ventures LLC project. I'm going to read the public hearing notice and we'll keep it open for a bit and then see if anyone comes and comments. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to section 859-A of the New York State General Municipal Law as amended, the GML, will be held by the Greene County Industrial Development Agency on the 18th day of April 2024 at 8 a.m. local time, immediately prior to the regular scheduled meeting of the Board of Directors of GCIDA. Public hearing will be held at the offices of GCIDA located at 45 Sunset Boulevard, Coxsackie, New York, 12051, in connection with the following matter. The Empire Riverfront Ventures project is a 40-room hotel and conference facility that is a renovation and adaptive reuse of a former industrial site in the village of Coxsackie with views and access to Hudson River, the project. GCIDA previously determined that the project is a tourism destination within the meaning of such term under GML 862(2)(2)(A). The company has requested that GCIDA consider an amendment to the project documents to provide an increase in the exemption from sales and use taxes for the project. The relevant supporting documents submitted to GCIDA in connection with the project may be reviewed at the offices of the IDA or on our website. At this point, I'll dispense with the reading of the balance of the notice of public hearing, if that's acceptable to the members of the board present. So I think there's a share of us. I'm going to also open up the public hearing for the SSB Manufacturing Company request for a pilot amendment. At this time, I'll read the notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to section 859A of the New York State General Municipal Law as amended will be held at the Greene County Industrial Development Agency on the 18th day of April 2024 at 8 a.m. local time before the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Directors of GCIDA. Public hearing will be held at the offices of GCIDA located at 45 Sunset Boulevard, Coxsackie, New York 12051, in connection with the following matter. A request by SSB Manufacturing Company, SSB, and Serta Simmons Bedding LLC, Serta, as successors to National Bedding Company LLC for an amendment to the certain payment in lieu of tax agreement dated April 1, 2005, with respect to the facility owned by SSB and Serta located at 15 Hoteling Road in the town of New Baltimore, Greene County, which is known as SBL 41.00-1-34. In connection with the property, SSB and Serta have requested that the pilot agreement be amended effective for the payments in lieu of taxes to be made by the company in January 25 on account of the 2024 assessment rolls. The amendment would modify the payments due under the pilot agreement such that the payments in lieu of taxes for the property under the pilot agreement would be based on the product of the annual assessment for the property established for each and every assessment roll, commencing with the 2024 assessment roll and continuing thereafter at $6,440,000 times 0.001 and the applicable general tax rate per thousand for each of the affected taxing jurisdictions for the applicable assessment roll. The above assessment was established by the certain conditional stipulation of settlement and judicial order executed by the Honorable Richard Mott, JSC, and in the certain real property tax law, Article 7 proceedings commenced with respect to the property, the court order. The IDA at the above stated time and place will hear all persons with views in favor of or in opposition to the amendment to the pilot agreement for the property. Minutes of the public hearing will be made available to the public and members of the IDA. So that being, it being 8:08, we'll open that public hearing. So why don't we just go through the rest of our part of our meeting?
Our general meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll, there are no members of the public here presently, so we'll move on with our general meeting. We'll start with a reading and approval of the minutes for our March 21st, 2024 meeting. I need a motion to accept those.
Make a motion here.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
On to the finance report.
This is, I will make a motion to accept the check detail as presented.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye. I will make a motion to accept the cash flow statements as presented.
Second, all those in favor?
Going into project updates, Carroll Water and Sewer, because of the one little snowstorm we had in April 1st, we delayed the start to April 8th. They're out there working now, and that was all contractors and Delaware Engineering in the town for a pre-bid meeting or a pre-construction meeting. The town requested that we change one part of the bid package. Instead of a tapping sleeve and valve, they prefer a valve cluster. So Delaware reviewed the request. It falls within the balance. We had a $50,000 allowance, so it'll fall under that. No change order is needed at this time. Any questions on Carroll Water and Sewer? It's underway.
Great.
Okay, I'll push Empire Riverfront and Serta towards the end of the meeting.
Sure.
Okay, so the only other update I have right now is Gateway Green Commercial Park. The bid advertisements for the village, the visitor center has gone out. We published them. We have a meeting scheduled for May 2nd. The bids are going to be due May 22nd. Those bid advertisements are also posted on the county and the IDA websites and other publications. I sent out a couple pictures for Gateway Drive. It's been paved. Now I'm working with Warren Hart and Central Hudson on the next steps for the natural gas line to be run. They can't run to the hotel until the hotel is enclosed at least. So they're working on getting the permits in place for the natural gas line right now. Catskill Lodging for the hotel. They've been at the planning board site plan approval. Renee is scheduled to go with them this coming Tuesday. We were waiting for Delaware Engineering. Adam works for the town to come up with the recommendations on any other changes. Keith and Dan and I met with the county on some community beautification kind of an entryway into it. So I've mentioned that the IDA would be responsible for some things, picket fence maybe. We set aside 30 landscaping boulders. The town was talking about different pathways from Serta to the hotel. So we might do some sidewalks or landscaping to make it safer for people to pedestrian crossways.
To the hotel?
Yes, I'm sorry, stewards to the hotel, and then
Okay.
whatever the
Yeah, I
restaurant
know.
might be.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will keep you updated on the park, but that's
Okay.
underway.
Progress.
Thank you.
Progress, yeah. I do have one update. Save-A-Lot is in contract again.
Mhm.
There's a 45, maybe a 60-day due diligence period. I met with the potential owners, so as we get more information and that can go public, I will present that to the board. Once again, Save-A-Lot owns the land. They're just in the business park that the IDA owns, so we'll move forward once we know more.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's it.
So let's go back to our of public hearings. So the first one that we had was the Empire Riverfront Ventures, and it is now 8:11. I note for the record that none of the public is here. We have received no comment, adverse or against. We have all the minutes of the service on the respective taxing jurisdictions present. So at this time, being 8:11, I accept the motion to close that public hearing.
Okay, so we need a motion to close the public hearing. Okay, second, all those in favor? Aye.
And it being now, again, 8:11, I want to turn to the SSB Manufacturing Company request for the pilot amendment public hearing. I would accept a motion to close the public hearing in that matter.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor? Aye.
I just want to note again that no members of the public are present at this public hearing. We received no comment either for or against, so that is on the record. So it's the board's pleasure as to what you want to go forward with, but I have two resolutions before you. First one is the resolution approving, authorizing and approving the additional sales and use tax exemption for the Empire Riverfront Ventures project.
Start with that one.
Yeah, and that one again is our standard resolution. All we're doing is moving forward. That he overspent. He came through and explained to everyone what he's done. We state that it was a negative deck under seeker. We were amending certain completion dates. COVID affected his construction and materials. He explained all that. So the application just changes the sales tax exemption, and that's set forth in the resolution.
So we need a motion to move that resolution forward.
I'll move that.
I'll say
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so everyone voted in favor. So
How much of a significant increase was it?
2.6.
186.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Maggie, did you vote in favor? Yeah, okay.
So there's page 2 initial and then,
That's 35. All right. So the next resolution I have before the board is the same as what we did for Empire Merchants North, because this pilot agreement had that freeze and they fell in the tax surcharge settlement during the freeze. So technically what they would be bound under that freeze number. And then they had a tax assessment review proceeding where the town, the school didn't even appear, but the town resolved it pursuant to the settlement order set forth in reference from Richard Mott. So that's just adjusting the settlement order, the pilot agreement consistent with that. So it will be pilot payments will be based on the settlement order set forth in the settlement of that I read at the $6 million number times the applicable tax rates for more acceptable. So they've also asked for us to extend it, because what happens under a tax assessment review proceeding is that when you settle 1 year, you freeze for the next 3 years. So they've asked if we were willing to extend that for the additional 2 years. That means, in theory, our bill, pilot agreement of 20% would roll forward for that. We should probably take that up at a subsequent meeting if we wanted to do that. And I think we should just.
I don't recommend it. I recommend just doing the 2 years from the changed assessment that the town agreed to, and then letting it go back onto the rolls after 2 years.
Okay, so let's just vote on the resolution that's before us, and that just resolves that for the 2 years. And then if the board wants to take it up.
Consideration with Eric, yeah. Okay. All right, so I need a motion to move that resolution forward.
I so move.
A second,
Second.
those in favor? Aye.
All right, so that's it for me. So,
Does the board have any other? So Maggie, we're going to be closing the meeting at,
well, no, we're gonna go to executive session.
oh, okay, so we're going to go to executive session. So we need a motion to go to executive session.
Okay,
And that's to discuss actual litigation.
okay, and we're done as far as the public hearings go. Those are closed
Now
out.
close, yeah.
Okay, so I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.